Only if I can get things to work.
Yeah.
There they are. I've only ever been on vacation 4 or 5 times maybe my entire life. And I'll tell you about 3 of them. The first one was a long time ago, maybe 20 years ago. I was living with this guy that I was seeing, and his family always had a big vacation that everybody would go on together. His sister planned it, and we had been seeing each other for a couple of years, and they were very excited to extend to me to be part of the family that year and go on the vacation. And the sister planned for it to be in Prague. And I had to tell them that I could not afford to go to Prague. I looked into it, and no matter how much money I saved up, there was just no way it could happen. I couldn't figure it out, and so I had to disappoint them. I felt terrible. So, very nicely, the sister changed their plans completely and rescheduled the vacation for Iceland, which is not that much like Prague. And unfortunately, I still couldn't afford it to go to Iceland, even though it was only half as much. But half of impossible is still kind of impossible. But I didn't know what else to do. I couldn't say no. I was afraid to be like, to go to the family that was just starting to accept me and be like, no, I can't go do this either. So I wrote away for a credit card and was like, I'll just do this. I'll just like break the bank. And it was going to be okay. I was excited to go. We went in March. Turns out, March in Iceland is blizzard season. Also turns out, Iceland is a place without trees. It's just like a volcano that dried. And the airport is like an hour from the only city, and the only city makes Willimantic look really cosmopolitan. Iceland also only has one record store. And we went there and I was like, maybe this will be a reprieve for me. Maybe this will be like a cool time I can have and I can forget that I'm sick. Iceland's only record store stocks all techno, which I don't like. So I bought one record while I was in Iceland. It was by the Icelandic Smurfs. It was not good. Finally, at the end of the week, we're like, I'm dead. I've been in a snowstorm, sick every day. It sucks. Finally, we do the one, there's not, like, it's so small. There's one tourist activity. You take a bus, they drive you by some waterfalls, and then they stop you at this place, the Saltwater Hot Springs. Everyone who goes to Iceland goes to the Saltwater Hot Springs because there is no other place to go. So we went, and surprisingly, the Saltwater Hot Springs were amazing. The salt and the steam, like, loosened my head. I could breathe for the first time. And I didn't want to leave. I was like, oh, we should have spent the whole vacation here. And it was the last thing we did before getting on the plane. So the whole family was like, well, it's time to get out and, like, go through, change our clothes and dry off and get on the plane. And I was like, look, you guys, this is the best thing that's happened. So you guys go ahead. I'll wait till the last possible moment, and then I'll run for the plane. So I didn't follow the instructions that tell you when you get out of the saltwater springs, you take a shower, and you, like, take off their special shoes and all that stuff. So when we got back on the plane, about an hour into it, I started to crust over with the salt from the salt water. My cold came back, and basically, by the time that we got off the plane again, I had turned into a large mollusk. second vacation, which was like 10 years later, I was a little wary of vacations. And I was seeing a different guy. We were living in the same house. Different dude. Worse dude, honestly. And he was like, hey, your birthday's coming up. Why don't we go on vacation? And I was like, we've talked. Why would we do that? And he was like, well, I want to go to Montreal. And I was like, so you're giving me a present that you want for my birthday? And he was like, well, you can go shopping for records while we're there. I'll give you a day, and you can organize whatever we're going to do that day. And I was like, oh, maybe I can, like, plan my way around the problem of a vacation. So I spent 6 months, probably, getting ready for this thing. I saved up all the money I could. I refused to eat anything but bologna and Doritos for the months leading up to the thing. I memorized Montreal's bus schedules. I called ahead to all the record stores to see what they specialized in. I made a mental map of which ones to go to in which order at which time. Finally, the night before the birthday day came, and the guy, very nicely, had planned for us to stay in a little, like, bed and breakfast and all these nice regular things that I don't like. And he was like, aren't you having a great time? Isn't vacation nice after all? And I was like, tomorrow I'll have a great time. Are you ready for tomorrow? And he's like, sure, what's our plan? And I was like, we get up at 6. So we were there when the first record store opened, annoyingly, at the door. You few years ago now, I got invited very nicely to go play a festival in the UK. It was very nice. People were very sweet. They heard a parrot there locally go, and they were like, I know a fat lady who needs to play with this parrot. Get her. Call her up. Get her here. It's very nice of them. So, I went by myself. The food was really good. And while I was there, I was like, I've got a free day. I've never been to Paris. I've never especially been record shopping in Paris. And Paris record shopping is like a bucket list item for heavy collectors. It's where all the expensive records go to live forever. You just have enough money that you take them all home. So I was pretty excited. And everybody at the festival was like, you can't go in one day to this place. Like, you can't get it done in that amount of time. That's nuts. You're just going to waste your time. You're going to hate it. It's going to be really frustrating. Don't do it. And I was like, I'm not going to get a chance again. Nobody invites you to sing with a parrot twice. So, I'm just going to go. I don't care. I took the train. If you don't live in the UK or France, the train's cheap. The hotel that I got turned out to be right next to the train station. They were not freaked out by the fact that I can't speak French very well. They had good, cheap food there. And I went walking around, looking for the stores. I had the addresses written down. The first one I went to was closed, and I was like, no big deal. I got some time. Second one I went to was closed, and I was like, yeah, it's early yet. And then like 3 more were closed. Finally, I stopped someone on the street, and in my very broken French, I said, is today a holiday? It seems like all the stores I want to go to are closed. And they said, no, it is just a Tuesday, which is how I talk about it. No, it is just a Tuesday. They probably just wanted to go outside. I checked my former stores, they were all closed. Apparently French people don't like to work in the afternoon. So I was like, whatever, I gave up, I went back to my hotel, I watched some bad French television, it was hilarious, I had a great time. And then in the morning, I thought, well, I've got a little time before I have to go back. Maybe I'll just do like a dumb thing since I don't really have any plans properly. So I took one of those tourist buses, you know, like the double-decker tourist bus. They gave me some headphones. I didn't understand a word they said. And the tour that we went on was beautiful. We drove past all this amazing architecture that I don't know about. I watched hip French people argue with each other on the street and loved it. We just drove around getting stuck in traffic, and I like got to listen to people's radios through their car windows. It was really, really nice. And finally, they dropped us off, like this bus just stopped and was like, this is a place you should hang out for a while. And that turned out to be Notre Dame. I had no intention of being there, don't care about churches, whatever. I just went in to see what was in there. It turns out that Notre Dame is basically not a church, it's just a functional 24-hour tourist station. Somebody was just going